Hey, Professor Margino, it's Nick Squire. So what I've done is I'm gonna attach my PowerPoint um, onto the email, and so you can follow along with my presentation on my PowerPoint. So I'll let you know when to change slides and things like that. So opening slide. I'm going to do my project on the mentality of a major league closer. So just go to the next slide. So first off, what makes closing different than any other job? Basically, closing is essentially on paper the same job as any other reliever. Come in and get a few outs. What's the big deal? So the major difference is timing, right? So instead of coming in like the sixth inning and like a blowout, just kind of mop up duty, you're coming in usually in the bottom of the ninth. Your team's only up 1 or 2 runs, and essentially the entire balance of the game rests in your hands. So that creates a fairly unique pressure for that player. So a lot of times players who fail in the closer's role will kind of like let the size of the moment overcome them, and they'll kind of choke. So what kind of mentality does it take for someone to kind of overcome that? So the next slide. So what skills help a pitcher make the transition from a standard reliever to a closer? I've come up with four main categories. First is resiliency. Second, competitiveness, and third, confidence. So competitiveness and confidence kind of go hand in hand. I'll go into that later. And the fourth is a major one, the ability to manage adrenaline. So next slide. So resiliency. I think it's the most important one because, even someone like Mario Rivera, the greatest closer in history, he'll have bad days, and it's all about how you bounce back from those bad days. There's the old saying, you learn more from the losses than you do from the wins. I think that's true about a closer. The way a closer bounces back, because you think about it, if a closer blows a save, your team had the lead, you had the win, and you blew it. A blown save is exactly what it seems like. You blew it. So a big thing for a closer is they have to be able to deal with that and just kind of put it past them, overcome that adversity, and come back stronger for the next outing. I think that a closer's resiliency or ability to bounce back, I think that's the most important factor if you're trying to figure out whether or not a pitcher is going to be a long-term success in the closer role. Next slide. So confidence and competitiveness. Kind of put these two together. When you put the two together, it becomes what's called that killer instinct. A lot of the greats have that, but they express it in different ways. Someone like a Michael Jordan was so overtly, I guess, killer instinct-ish, for lack of a better term, that a killer instinct means you believe that you should always have the ball in your hand. You know that no matter who's against you or what the situation is, you're gonna succeed and you're gonna get the job done, and that is what that is a huge factor in being a closer. What happens in the bottom of the ninth when you're standing up there and someone like Albert Pujols walks to the plate? You have to be confident in your abilities, and that if you do your job, if you do what you can do, you're going to get the out, and no matter what, there's nothing the hitter can do. So all great closers have had that, and all future great closers will have that. I firmly believe that. So next slide. This one is the ability to manage adrenaline. This is huge. So it's no other role in sports, that consistently drives up your adrenaline levels like a closer, because you're only coming in the most pressure-packed moments. You don't come in the second inning and just kind of go through the motions through the order like some stars are able to do.